Hi everyone. In this video, I'll be going over one of my games, doing the last weekend of Apex, where I was able to successfully hatch my dragon egg. Dragon egg being, the one and only Obro. So without further ado, let's get started in this game. On my end, I have Agnes, Luke, Obro, Rosen, and McLean comp. Just to quickly go over the skills I use and kind of like some reason to why I'm using them. So Dark Reaper, just for some extra sustain. Mass Attack is for basically, I don't have a faction buff here, so I'm going to need Mass Attack. Free Strike is for Hilda. I assumed that the Hilda would bring Molders. That was my guess. Although she can't class change into Cav. Really the Lancer is the Free Strike is just to do some damage. In hindsight, I think it would have been better to bring the 2C Dispel skill, because then I could have had a chance to dispel the guard, which could open up some plays. Overall, I brought Iron Helm. In case I get into a situation where Luke attacks me, I might be able to tank a hit, or if Grencho uses Air Slash. I was surprised that the Grencho did bring... Well, actually, I'm not surprised that Grencho brought Air Slash. The Grencho shouldn't bring Frontal Assault because I have Rosen, so McLean won't be able to get passive disable in one shot. Pretty standard Rosen loadout. Shrine-mated. Again, this is to hopefully tank the Grencho. Hopefully. I don't know how consistent Grencho can kill Shrine-maiden users, but yeah. Pretty standard loadout. I bought Pirate Raiders just so I could do some buff stripping when I'm putting down my water tiles into the AoE the enemy team. The Agnes loadout is pretty standard except for this Mass Protect. I wanted to bring Mass Attack again just to increase the odds of me tanking potentially Grencho. Grencho will be able to make her way closer, easier than Luke in my opinion. So again, this game all hinges on if I can keep my Obro alive, and if I guess could stop my opponent from reaching me. Let's just take a look at the opponent's skills. Hilda with her new casting skill does allow unlimited cost, so 2 guard skills, faction buff. This one, there's the tile lane that prevents act against. Standard Rosen, pretty standard Elma, Luke with 3 single targets. And yeah, let's let the games begin. So I knew he will be aggressively pushing his units up. I have to stall out the enemy and basically get my Obro ready to be hatched. Again, this aggressive, as I said earlier, he's gonna push up aggressively. I do have one safety I guess net in Agnes, as in I can have basically 2 free lives. McLean is not on Wild Outer Tile now, but technically I would have an extra life from McLean, an extra life from Luke, and then 2 extra lives from Agnes, depending on who gets killed. So keeping Agnes's life out of reach of Grencho is one thing. I don't think I can tank the Grencho 3C with Agnes, so to speak. So I have to be careful not to get hit. But then again, if he goes in with Grencho like this next turn, his Hilda won't be able to catch up, right? So it's not really a bad trade for me if I can trade one of my units for his Grencho DPS. So he's not gonna just come in and just go guns blazing. Drops the immunity and the light mirror. So if I hit Elma and Hilda, I'm gonna take some fixed damage. Again, I'm just buffing up. I pretty much have a mini faction buff now on my team with the death buff and the mass attack buff. Just missing the MDef. I do think I was running Heimdall this game. I'm not too sure, but I think I was running Heimdall to, again, increase my chances of living the Grencho. Okay, so just to hit into the Hilda, just to do some chip damage. Magic Pulse the Agnes to get my death buff one turn closer to being able to use again. So he decided not to go in yet, and I was able to get, I believe, Breeze proc. Yeah, I was able to get a Breeze proc earlier, so that allows me to try to take the first life of Luke. So kills the Luke. So this is very crucial here. What you're about to see me take the hit from Luke essentially. So Luke has broken Sorks, so the Sorks aren't going to do as much damage. But again, I'm also not on water, so I don't get damage reduction. But I am able to tank the hit. Still with a good amount of HP left. Again, good thing about being player 1, I can move again first next turn, so I can move my McClane back essentially to safety. The Luke used Dark Reaper. Dark Reaper probably would have... I don't know if the 1.6 would have done more damage, but Dark Reaper does have the MDef ignore, so either this or this would be, I guess, the most damage dealing attack. Of course, I live by 4k HP, so I don't think it was would have made too much of a difference. Unless the troops were getting one tick. You know, I turned on animations, we can watch it again later if needed. Again, let's just take a look at the threat range of Luke right now. Hilda's movement. Again, the water tiles are still impeding them a little bit. There's a line of water tile here, but the Hilda tiles did remove some of the previous water tiles I dropped. So I dropped my water tiles again. Luke's range has been decreased. Hilda does not have the tile drop for until the next turn. Again, I still have technically 2 lives on McClane. Well, 2, one being Agnes and the other being his default passive revive, if on water. Again, I'm not on water right now, but that's okay. I have the Agnes. So if Gren comes in and kills him, I have the Agnes revive, so that's fine for me. So this was a mistake. Yes, moving Hilda here allows the Luke to come here and hit my McClane, but this move allows his well, these 3 units become out of guard range, and if I take out the summon, I take out a lot of Luke's threats. I am able to reach Luke with a summon swap. Well, actually, I don't even need a summon swap, but yeah. So I'm able to kill the Luke, swap, and then come back again. Magic Pulse to get the 3C up faster. Again, just to impede the enemy from reaching me. So yeah, his Luke cannot hit anybody. So Gren can come in, depending on who he wants to hit. Decides to take out the first life of my McClane. Again, I have player 1 advantage, so I can move first again after this. I was able to steal some buffs earlier from my what is it called? Title, the Riptide component 2C skill earlier. I was able to steal the Elma Mirror. I think the damage dealt plus 15%, so that was nice. Again, I am now able to actually kill the Luke's second life. Actually, sorry, I cannot. I don't have the act again. I do have the Sin skill up, though. Again, I just want to prevent the enemy from being able to reach me. Hilda does have dominating formation, so he could drop the sinkholes or whatever you call it tiles and replace my water tiles. But again, Luke is still somewhat gimped by the fact that their summon is dead. Again, Oboro is now turn 4, so I'm ready to go next turn. And I am basically in a very good spot. There's no way the Gren can reach me. I am able to successfully box out the Gren from hitting my Oboro. So as long as I live this turn, next turn my Oboro will be fully ready to go. Again, just to add the death buff. He decides to not go in and just chill. But now it's good. I would say it's over, as in my Oboro is now ready to just wreak havoc. I end up killing the second life of the Luke first. And that allows me to basically end the game. He has not enough DPSs in my opinion to outtrade me, and my Oboro is ready to go. The thing is actually, if he... Okay, he couldn't reach the Oboro. I was gonna say, if he was able to kill the Oboro, I would have been stuck in the fog. Because again, my Agnes does not have the Brilliant Halo. I could speed up the cooldown by 1 turn, but my Oboro will essentially die in the fog. Had he been able to kill... Again, my Agnes does have 1 life extra on Oboro, but when I proc the Agnes revive, as you saw earlier with McLean, I am silenced. So if the Oboro is silenced, I will be able to trade the Grenshel, but then it becomes Hilda, Elma, Rosen versus Agnes, Luke, Rosen, and my McLean, which might go down to a slugfest, but fortunately we didn't have to get to that point. So I'm actually very... So my Oboro is gonna go in and try to kill the Grenell, but I'm very surprised with how I was able to almost kill this Grenshell. Okay, so the Grenshell does not have Death up. I think I stripped it with my McLean earlier. But he does have a Miracle, and he is on a Force tile, 20%. That gives extra damage reduction to the War Falcons via the Flyer's Head. I myself do actually have a good amount of buffs too. I do have a damage deal plus 20 and an attack buff, so the damage deal will nullify the Miracle. Yeah, but I'm still surprised by how much damage I dealt here, because there's the Last Rites that's still up. So 175, and the AoE was able to finish off. Yeah. And that is game. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more of videos where I showcase how I am able to successfully hatch my Dragon 8. And I'll also showcase some games where I potentially failed to do so. But anyhow, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.